Now, the team from Empowa are doing some amazing things in the Cardano ecosystem, and they've been working around for quite a while now. And I have Greg joining me in this episode to give us a bit of an update and also take us through their catalyst proposal for Fund 12 here. And we've got some really exciting things we're going to talk about. And one of them is the Nairobi Securities Exchange. So really excited to learn a little bit more about this one. But Greg, welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. Thanks for having me on. There's been a lot going on our side, some of it behind the scenes since we last spoke. So it's exciting to share an update with the broader community and also talk a bit about our catalyst proposal.
So what has been happening lately? I know you guys have had a recent NFT sale. What's been happening overall?
Yeah, so we've definitely been one of those projects that's been building through the bear market. As many who follow the project will know, our initial market focus was on Mozambique, and that's continued. Those homes are still performing well. We're up over 20% of the value of the homes already paid back. But it was always our intention to spread beyond Mozambique. And we've been keeping a close eye on what's been happening in Kenya and their affordable housing market. Kenya, which is Africa's third largest economy, and has about 55 million people living there, only has around 27,000 mortgages. So it was really underserviced. So a lot of what we've been focused on is how do we build the relationships and the partnerships, etc., on the ground to be able to move into Kenya. And earlier this year, we were able to announce that we were moving in initially with just a small pilot of 2 homes, but a larger project of 100 homes following shortly after. And with that launch in Kenya, we were able to launch the first of our collateral NFTs. So for those who may be not familiar with our project, Empowa really sells basically 2 NFTs to fund affordable housing. The first is more focused on institutional investors, and that's where we raise the bulk of our capital to be able to offer rent-to-own contracts to tenants to ultimately own their home. But then we also have our collateral NFTs, which is an NFT bought by our community, which helps our local developer meet their collateral needs and unlock an affordable loan from the institution. So these collateral NFTs were set to raise about close on to $400,000. Sorry, $40,000. Apologies. For loans of $400,000. We sent those out to our market, and those were sold within 4 hours. So people who have purchased those NFTs bought them in our own native token, and bought them for either 90 EMP or 900 EMP, depending on which one they chose. And in 12 months' time, they'll be able to sell this back to us as a project and receive 100 or 1,000 EMP, which is basically their reward for helping our developer to meet their collateral needs. So that was pretty exciting to see the NFTs have so much demand, especially in the current landscape that we're in, especially around NFTs. And then right off the back of that, we were excited to launch our catalyst proposal, which is also very focused on Kenya and is looking to work with the Nairobi Securities Exchange, which is the largest stock exchange in Kenya and one of the largest stock exchanges on the continent, to build them a solution for tokenizing real world assets. And we'll obviously start by tokenizing affordable housing, because that's obviously what is close to our heart and close to our needs. But ultimately, the platform will be designed in such a way that we can tokenize other assets. And we think it will be a great opportunity to showcase to the broader world how Cardano's infrastructure can be used in a traditional finance space. Both the London Stock Exchange and BlackRock are shareholders within the Nairobi Stock Exchange. So being able to build something for them that shows how blockchain can be utilized will definitely get the right people's eyes on our ecosystem.
That's absolutely amazing. First off, congratulations on the collateral NFT sale. I did see that one pop up. I thought, I'll just do that in the morning when I wake up. That didn't happen.
No.
So first off, congratulations on that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
A few more of those NFTs for sale would have been nice. So I could actually get in and be a part of the ecosystem. But this whole Nairobi Securities Exchange and the whole tokenization of the rental properties, RWAs, that's amazing. That's even better. I'm assuming this is what the whole catalyst proposal that you guys are doing is about.
Yeah, so we've been kind of talking to Frank Mawiti, who's the CEO of the Nairobi Securities Exchange, for quite a while now. Glenn and I were both in Kenya again earlier this year, meeting in person, trying to find out some details. And when kind of we finalized a kind of a direction for what this product should look like, we knew we needed to raise some funding to help get it implemented. Almost by chance, the Fund 12 launched with its real world integration category. And as you can see, the budget that we required to be able to complete that work fit within what is acceptable within kind of an ask from that Fund 12. So we thought, what better way than to put this out to the Cardano ecosystem, get Catalyst hopefully to support what we're doing, and be able to use this as a showcase of look what Cardano's tech can do. The decentralized nature of the ecosystem is obviously intriguing. It really did help our cause when we survived the DDoS attack. We sent that through to Frank and we're like, this thing can take load. And I think we're all excited to say, look, Cardano's not this hypothetical, theoretical blockchain, but here's actually a very real world use case. Working in TradFi for tokenization of real world assets. There's nothing more real than that.
That's so cool how you could turn around that DDoS attack on Cardano and give it to the CEO of the Nairobi Securities Exchange and go, hey, look, we're DDoS proof. So that's a really good way of turning that around. So within the Catalyst proposal, what do you guys have to deliver? Like, how do you go from the rental properties to tokenizing it and putting it on the exchange?
So, our project's going to be completed within 12 months, and it's going to go from everything from speccing out, what the platform and the actual product should look like, and that's going to be done in collaboration with both professionals at the Nairobi Securities Exchange as well as EY locally. Yeah. It's important that we obviously have local experts from the tax, compliance, etc. So, we're not going to have any big pension funds in Kenya pushing money into something that they're not 100% confident has ticked all the boxes. So the first period is just to spec it out. But I think what is really important to reiterate is that at the end of the 12 months, if we complete all our milestones, all the funds are released, we will have to have developed a working platform. We will have had to have launched a product, and we would have had to raise funding against that product, so that we have really taken it end to end. This is not a theoretical or hypothetical, or this is what it could look like, a white paper, etc. This is a working product. And then, the estimations for the Nairobi Securities Exchange is they'll need to raise around $2.5 billion annually to meet their affordable housing needs. Now, of course, that's not all going to come in year one, and definitely not all through our solution, maybe potentially. But, this is a product they're building to be able to use repeatedly, and also not something they're doing just for affordable housing. They obviously want to crowd in investment in lots of different, for lots of different asset classes. So the platform will have more kind of utilization. From a Cardano's perspective, we can't promise that we'll be able to open source all of the code. We obviously will where we can, but we really want to open source the thinking, the lessons learned, the kind of achievements, so that we can hold it up, both for other projects to learn from, but also from a marketing perspective. I am, in my positive visualization, I'm looking forward to us standing on stage, or stand on the floor of the Nairobi Securities Exchange, ringing the bell, for the day that a Cardano based product goes live, in our Cardano merch, Empowa merch, and being able to have that splashed somewhere that says, Cardano powered platform, launches an emerging market. I think, I'm a big one for visualizations, and I think that if we can make that a reality, then I think we would have all won.
That is one hell of a visualization. That would be amazing to see, ringing the bell with the Cardano logo in the background there as well. So that would be amazing if you guys hit that milestone. It's quite a lot of ADA here that you guys are requesting. It's just over what was it, 1.2 million? I think it was ADA.
It's 1.83.
1.83.
So
yep.
We're fully aware that it's a big ask. I think a lot of the projects in this category do have big asks because naturally these are big projects that are meant to move the needle. From our perspective, there is going to be quite a lot of experts and professionals that we need to pull in, from tax, from legal. There's going to have to be some regulatory. One of the benefits of working with the Nairobi Securities Exchange is that they're a quasi-government organization. So there's going to need to be some changes from a regulatory perspective to create a sandbox to allow us to be able to implement this solution. Yeah. So, and then obviously all the dev work and the developers, they need to come in and, smart contract auditing, the full spectrum. So, it's a big opportunity, as we've outlined, in terms of the potential revenue and the liquidity and stuff. So, the adage of you have to spend money to make money, unfortunately, does apply here. But, we think that, it still presents good value, when all is said and done.
Well, if you guys do execute this correctly and get the assets on the Securities Exchange, you've tokenized it, it's just the first of many that can then be go through the process to start tokenizing on the exchange as well. And like you said, it's a leading project that would make it through, and hopefully we do see many more examples come through after that as well. So the amount of impact I see from this project is huge.
The Nairobi Securities Exchange is part of a larger organization of other emerging markets, stock markets, who kind of meet regularly and share insights, etc. So we definitely are hoping that this becomes a showcase, which we can use to implement elsewhere, other African countries and maybe some kind of other emerging markets. And then, just to, it's easy to get very sucked into the $2.5 billion opportunity and the tokenization of assets, etc. But as always with the Empowa project, when we take a step back, this is a really clear way of being able to raise significant capital to address the affordable housing crisis. And that really ultimately translates to lots of people getting access to a quality, climate resilient home. So, I'm guilty of it myself, get in there, get into the emails, thinking about the numbers, looking at all kind of having these very high level conversations. But it is nice. When we were in Kenya, we went to go visit some of the homes that are close to completion that we'll be financing. And it was just amazing we were lucky one of the future tenants was there visiting, and it was amazing to see for them what this means, to know that they're going to have access to a quality home. So it's always nice to remember the impact that we can make, not only from a Cardano ecosystem and not only from a kind of fundraising and all these, financial terms, but actually it's rooted in something, right? It's rooted in the roof over somebody's head.
Yeah. I have to admit, I got excited about the whole Nairobi Exchange side of things, and it did slip my mind that we are housing people here. So that is the main goal and what Empowa are trying to do. So we do have to keep that in mind. Us Cardano fans are in a different mindset sometimes. Okay. Is there anything else that we need to know about this and what you guys are doing at the moment?
I think, that's really the key take home. We've been part of the Cardano ecosystem, since day one. We're proud members of it. We've been very grateful for all the support we've had. Our first Catalyst funding came in Fund 5, where we, took $60,000 and delivered 4 homes in Mozambique, and use some of those funds to keep the project going to the first NFT sale and ultimately the token sale. So I think we've got a good track record of delivering on our Catalyst funding. Our marketplace, which we received about $20,000 or $30,000 for, is going live this week. So people will be able to use that, and that code has been open sourced. So we've been prudent with when we've gone to Catalyst. We've tried to make sure that when we do, it's for things that we think will materially benefit the ecosystem. And I think we feel quite confident that we can make a good argument for why this is not just great for Empowa and great for those who need affordable housing on the continent, but also great for the broader Cardano ecosystem. And so, we hope we can count on everyone's support, and we're excited on delivering on our objectives and giving everyone something to celebrate, right?
I'll put the links and references of everything that you guys have done. I've been following you guys since Fund 5 and watching the journey. I've got the founders NFTs. I've got a bag of EMP tokens. I've done so many videos on the project as well. So, I'm definitely a big fan there. So Links, references, everything in the show notes. Guys, if you love this type of impact, this type of work that Empowa have been doing for a long time alongside Project Catalyst, please consider them for a vote as well. They're doing some amazing things. Greg, thank you for coming in, giving us updates and talking through your Catalyst proposal.
Awesome. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate the time.